It's time for breaking bread with Papa. Hey, don't you know? Hey, it's our goal. Hey, it's time for breaking bread with Papa. Hey, don't you know? Hey, it's also a show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Breaking Bread with Tom Papa. I'm Tom Papa. Thank you for joining us at the table once again. I say that a lot, meeting me at the table, but I realize you haven't gotten to eat any of my stuff. So this is somewhat of a tease, this podcast. Thank you so much for being here. We have a great one today with my good friend, the hilarious Erin Foley. She is as close to family as I can get in the comedy world. She's a great friend. She's been a part of our life at home and in comedy forever. And she is super, super funny. And I'm sure you know her well. If you don't, you should, and you will be over the next hour. She's great. Love always talking with her, not only about comedy, but about sports, specifically women's sports. She has been just a super fan. We were fans of Yankees and Giants when we first met, and she also has this real passion for women's sports, which is, as you'll see in this interview, is hilarious because she's been saying it forever. Just put cameras on this stuff that's happening, and you people will show up. And that really, just over the arc of our friendship, I've seen that completely blossom. And we'll get into it in the thing. Thank you so much for being here, and I'd also like to thank the good people at Green Chef for sponsoring today's program. Green Chef, thank you. They are the #1 meal kit for eating clean with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. Go to greenchef.com. It's so great. You know, I just had a physical not too long ago, and I was like, I've got to drop some pounds. And we all go through this thing where you want to change your diet, whether it's vegan or vegetarian or paleo or whatever you were into. And it is always complicated. Well, what am I going to eat? Go to Green Chef. They have all of the meals already planned out. You go, their website is amazing. You go pick it out, and they do take all of the guesswork out of it and send you these meals that are just exactly what you want, exactly how you want to eat, and they just show up at your door. So go to greenchef.com/papa and use the code PAPA50 to get 50% off free shipping. That's greenchef.com/papa50, PAPA50, and use the code PAPA50 to get 50% off free shipping. That's Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. I'd also like to thank the good people at tompapa.com for sponsoring the show. I had a show in Delaware at the Fremont Arts Pavilion. There was supposed to be, as of the recording of this, just 2 nights ago, and it got rain delayed. So that is going to be August 6th. All of the good people that were coming out to that program, to that show, keep those tickets. They are now good for August 6th. So come and see me there. Also go to tompapa.com for the book. We're all in this together, so make some room. Thank you, everybody, for buying it, listening to it, reading it, posting about it. It's been very good. If you can, go and review it. If you haven't, that is very helpful. If you go on Amazon or Goodreads or any of the place where you buy your books or your Audible, if you can go review it, that would be fantastic assistance. I just got back from a little run at the Jersey Shore where I stuffed my face filled with. There's a momentum at those places where you just have to eat certain things. Ice cream is a huge thing. Candy shops is a huge thing. Seafood, of course, a zillion hot dogs. And then one of you, dear listeners, put a message out calling an SOS. Don't forget about elephant ears. You have to get elephant ears, which is the best advice I got to the entire vacation. My daughter and her friend went out and at the last minute got us the elephant ears from the Bay Village Bakery. They're just these crepey, cinnamon, flaky pastries bigger than my head, flat discs, and you just tear them apart and eat them. taffy, fudge. I mean, there's nothing. You can go in saying, I'm not going to eat this stuff this time. And by the end, you're just stuffing jelly donuts from Ferrara's Bakery in your face because they say that they're the world's greatest jelly donut. And by the end of it, you're saying, yes, you are. So it was a great time and a great, a great little getaway, and nice to just be purely eating stuff from little weird shops and just grilling things. That is we are definitely in the throes of summer. Had to call my friend to come into the house and break down the doors. Actually, she was babysitting our dogs, to come in and feed my sourdough starter to keep it alive because it was in bad shape. It was it was the first time I kind of neglected it. And it was about a week and a half, but we saved it. It was okay. It takes a lot to kill a sourdough starter. So thank you to my pal Nayeli for keeping those alive. All right, let's jump in. This is a great conversation. You're going to see why I love Erin Foley so much. She's just hilarious. Her stand-up is great. She's a great writer. She's been writing on that 90s show recently, which is on hiatus now because of the strike, of course. But she's super talented, super funny, just a creative force, and a great, 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 great person. So enjoy, Erin Foley. Thank you for being here, Erin. This is so great.
Oh, God. It's Christmas morning.
I just hit my chair. Am I too low now?
No, you're perfect.
Does this look good?
This would be amazing if you kept it there the whole time.
Erin, we've been friends for 75 years.
Yes.
And when I was baking your bread, I know that you don't eat bread all the time. And I know that Sarah does eat bread all the time. Mm-hmm. And my bread is okay for you. I think you've eaten my bread.
Love your bread.
And it doesn't hurt you.
Let's just say it doesn't hurt me. Mind over terrible stomach.
So I brought you bread.
Thank you so much.
It's still warm.
Oh my God. By the way,
yes,
for your listeners,
mm-hmm.
I love bread. Like, I'm not an...
Yeah.
Can I swear on this podcast?
You sure can.
I'm not a effing asshole.
Hey, calm down.
Oh my God, the anger with that guest. No, I just have a sensitive gluten stomach.
Right.
Everybody just turned the podcast off.
No. We have people here that just spit on the bread and walked out.
Oh.
But my bread is for my friends that have gluten issues. My bread is kinder to them.
Yeah, because it's real. It's real. It's not puffy Wonder Bread.
Right.
From God knows where.
With God knows what in it.
No, if the only thing I can't do is have like bread for breakfast, bread for lunch, and 17 bowls of pasta for dinner, because that's my dream day.
Oh, yeah.
So if I just like eat it in moderation, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I helped numerous occasions I've been at your house and I've gotten a phone call, gotten out of your pool and putting the spoonful of yeast and measured some...
That's right. You kept my starter alive.
Yeah. You're welcome, people that have had Tom's bread.
That's right. When I have been in my travels,
yeah,
and you were there, really,
pretty much every summer since 1912.
Yeah, my wife sets it up as can you take care of the dogs, but it's really taking care of the sourdough starter.
Yeah. Absolutely. Also, just listeners, I do have a house. I'm not living on the streets. Things are going well. It started, I think, also with like one of my 800 breakups, and I was like, oh, hey,
really?
Are you guys? Well, it was probably just like house sitting or pool sitting or whatever.
But it was a restart.
But it was a restart, and then it just continued.
Well, it's a staycation.
Yeah, it's a staycation.
Now, are you in need of a staycation or not? Because you are one of the people that is affected by the Writers Guild strike, because you are writing on that 90s show.
Yes.
Which everybody loves on the Netflixes.
Yep.
And now there's a strike, and now you don't get to go to work.
Yeah, it's a real buzzkill. We were having a really good time.
Yeah.
But I'm one of the lucky ones, though, because I was working before the strike. Because a lot of people, like, no one was hiring in the spring. So our room started back up again in February. So it's not like full panic for me because, like, when it comes back, we'll just jump in the room again.
Right.
I mean, unless something goes terribly awry.
Yeah.
But,
unless it's the end of all show business.
Yeah, unless they're like no contract forever.
Yeah.
And then I go to Hawaii and become a librarian, my backup plan.
Is that your backup plan?
Something like that.
Mine's a bagel shop at the Jersey Shore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I could do that.
Well, I was going to say, at one point it was also, I'll just, 15 years ago, I was like, I'll just move to Hawaii and sell weed. And then I was like, well, I'm terrible at the pot. So I was like, I'll just read on the beach.
Yeah. And no one will pay me.
And no one will pay me. I guess it's moving in with my mother. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
I also had another plan, which was go to upstate New York because everyone said that upstate New York was the one place that wouldn't be touched by climate change because there's no earthquakes and they get enough moisture and there's no fires. And then I was in New York 2 weeks ago when there was nothing but smoke.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they were like, it's happening in Montreal, which is 20 miles from the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so I can't go there either.
That happens more often than you think. I remember doing Yuck Yucks in Calgary.
Uh-huh.
And I flew into Calgary, and you take your phone out and it was just like ding, 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 and then I hit the weather app, or no, it just said on the phone. I think I screenshot. I probably have it. It just said, terrible air conditions or something, right? And for the first 2 days, I didn't even know I could have been anywhere. It was that smoky.
Right.
And it was bizarre. It was like, I would say a full 24 hours.
Of just
like, you were just in smoke. Oh, that's what it was. I turned on my phone. It just said smoke. It said smoke. And I was like, wait, what?
Is that a forecast?
Yeah. And I was like, it literally said smoke or smoky. And I was like, what? Like, I know it's Canada, but it was crazy.
Yeah. Now, my question is, in my optimist climate change way, is there's a ton of trees up there and they have to burn at some point, right?
Wait, no. So what is the good part about this?
The good part is that man-made, or is that
the smoky conditions?
That Canada's on fire.
Oh,
like would the woods be on fire if humans weren't here?
I would say no, because we destroy everything.
You're so down on people.
Well,
no, they said in the articles that this is drier than
because of us.
I mean, it probably would be little brush fires.
But I have not done any research where trees just spontaneously combust. So I would think it's us in our aerosol cans from the 80s, Long Island style, burning down Canada.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
Someone sent an autograph request to my house, but it was addressed to Lonnie Anderson.
No.
And I was like, is someone kidding or something? And I opened it up, and it was my address, but it was Lonnie Anderson, a photo of Lonnie Anderson.
No.
When you said the hair with the aerosol. Yeah. And a beautiful picture of Lonnie Anderson.
Did you sign it and send it back?
That's actually what I should do.
Absolutely.
I was like, does she live in my house?
Has that been fact checked?
It has.
No Lonnie Anderson.
Not that I can find. I don't know why.
How random is that? Like, Lonnie Anderson is so... what was that, like WKRP in Cincinnati?
WKRP in Cincinnati, married to Burt Reynolds.
Oh my God, I forgot she was married to Burt Reynolds.
For a long time. And because when I was doing the research on professional Lonnie Anderson tidbits, she's 77, and she was on Regis right after the breakup with Burt, and Regis was like, we hate to bring this up. Yeah, everybody's just wrecked. We love both of you, and is everything going okay? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, okay, so but are you all right?
I know you don't want to talk about, but top 5 reasons why you guys split.
Right. So then last night, Cynthia was saying that she wants to watch something. I'm all into movies right now. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm done with 12 hours, 48 hours of straight television on a series that I can't catch up on. What about movies? There's great movies. So she said, let's do a summer movie, like something stupid summer. Let's in that vein. So after going all different
4
ways,
hours of decision making,
of her getting mad at me for scrolling too much and looking up suggestions, Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, wow.
With Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
And Jackie Gleason is the funniest human being I think that's ever walked the planet. I mean, the subtlety of him. Do you remember this movie at all?
I don't remember it, but I'll
shit
fire it up.
balls. You should fire it up.
Yeah.
And it's got some stuff.
I was going to say, part of it probably doesn't hold up, but that's okay. That's okay. Part of me doesn't hold up.
Jackie Gleason turning from a average-looking waitress comes out and takes toilet paper off of his glasses that's stuck from him from the men's room, and he just she's just like, I mean, average gal working in the diner kind of thing, and she turns and helps him and turns, and he looks at her and turns back to the camera and goes, nice ass. And then he said that a couple times about other people with nice ass, and then Sally Fields is in the car with Burt Reynolds, and they're in the Trans Am, and they're going, and there's a couple shots of Sally Fields. He's driving, she's passenger seat, she's bent over, doing something in the back. There's no reason for her. Yeah. There's nothing back there.
Yeah, well, it's a male director.
It was a male director, and it's just her rump, just for a couple beats, and Bert kind of looks for a second, and she comes back in, and it's just purely nice ass.
Nice. I'll put it on the queue, Tom. I'll put it in the queue.
But there's a lot of other, and there's one slightly, there's a racist joke also, which wasn't nice. But
power Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds married to Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah.
This is where I ended up.
I wonder, it's so weird when people mention I don't know, stars that you haven't even thought about it in so long. Yeah. And then you have an immediate reaction of you've known them for, I'm like, oh, Lonnie Anderson. I have not uttered her name probably in 25 years.
Yeah.
But she's just sort of iconic.
Iconic. WKRP.
Is this a recent photo that was sent to your house? Yesterday?
Oh no, it got there yesterday. Photos obviously from the 70s.
Oh, well, absolutely sign it. Was there a letter attached to it?
Yes.
Oh. Give it to me. I'll take care of it.
I opened it because it's my address, and maybe she lives with me, and I don't know. I felt it was
Is Char's Instagram name Lonnie Anderson?
I'm trying to think of what the picture was, because she's kind of in a leotard, like a bright red, like Baywatch kind of getup. Maybe it was from Battle of the Network Stars.
I'm hoping, obviously it's a man.
Yes.
That sent it. I'm hoping he's in his 80s.
He's got to be.
It's already weird. So what's your stance on autographs? Have you, in your whole life before you became a famous public figure,
right?
Did you ever want someone's autograph? Is it strange for you to sign autographs?
It's very strange.
Ow! Ow!
When I puppets are fun. Good question. When I was a kid, if I was at a baseball game, I would try and get someone to sign something, but didn't really go well. Though Willie Randolph lived in my town.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And we would go walk up to his house and try and get him to sign a baseball. As an entertainer, I sign books a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good segue.
Oh, what's that?
What's
Is that
this?
your new book?
This is my new book.
That I have to read?
That is signed copy for you.
No.
Yes.
It's so... Wait, we have to come back to this autograph thing.
Okay.
But on the way here, I thought, oh, I've got to get his book.
Yeah.
So, well, one, I can read it, but bring it to my mom. Because I'm seeing
Yes.
Mary Foley is #1 Tom Papa fan.
One of my
And so I'll bring this to her.
One of my
this is
favorite
so nice.
comments on the book. I think it was on the last one.
The last one. She hasn't read this one yet.
Well, this is my third.
This is your third?
Yeah.
Where the hell have I been?
Your
This
Dad
is your-
Stole My Rake was first, and then You're Doing Great was second. I feel like
Oh no,
that was Fan People.
No, she read the first one. I don't think she's read the second.
Oh.
All right, we'll have to bring
We'll
all
have to
the
get
books.
another one. She read my essay on fan people, air
Yeah.
conditioning people, fan people,
Yeah.
and you recorded her crying, laughing as she
Yeah.
was trying to read about
Yeah.
my sister being blown down the
Yes.
hallway.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest
Wasn't it one of the greatest videos of all
moments for
time?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
To watch somebody laughing that hard at
Well, it
my
was
book.
it was pandemic, and then my dad had just died.
Right.
So we all needed to laugh.
Right.
And I had read it and loved it, and I was like, I really thought like, oh, I'll just give it to mom so she can like, you know.
Yeah.
And when I caught her laughing, like I have never seen her laugh like we grew up on comedy, so we were always been laughing, but like it was like this guttural, and I was like, Tom needs to see this, because sometimes you write all this stuff, you put stuff out in the
know.
universe, and you have no idea, really truly on an organic level,
Totally.
how it affects people. That was one of my like just favorite moments.
That was so great.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, I did an interview with David Sedaris. And he sent me a postcard in the mail because he listened to my monologues on Live from Here, Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah.
And he was so nice. He listened to them, like went down a wormhole of them, and wrote me about, like specifically on a postcard.
Oh my gosh.
And that is an autograph, though. That is him
Yeah.
signing
Yeah.
that I have that thing. There's
Yeah.
no way that's ever going to leave. I usually
Oh, that's frameable.
Yeah, I put those things like
Yeah.
in books. I
Yeah.
usually throw them in a book.
Yeah.
And so that is an autograph that I
Yeah.
really do love. So maybe if I had another an autograph from
But it
Clint
was
Eastwood or something.
Yeah, but that to me is okay because it's like super meaningful. This is
Yeah.
like a really brilliant person saying that you made
Yeah.
him laugh. Like, what's better than
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
But just the like, I guess the mentality, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just
Yeah.
it's not for me, but I was at a soccer game, of course, on Saturday.
Yes.
And I drove down to San Diego
Mm-hmm.
just for fun to
Who
see
was playing?
the San Diego Wave, the women's soccer team in San Diego, and our team, ACFC. And just, because I'm doing more sports stuff, so I just wanted to like the events. It's like there's more to talk about and whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I was with this couple, and this woman, Carrie, is like crazy into autographs. Like she has a book of trading cards. And she'll like lean over like with the children, with the little girls that are trying to get these professional soccer players. And I understand if you're like little, but I was like, but that's her thing. It's like
She
the
loves
value of the car. Like she was
Yeah.
so into it. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Like that's like her thing.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine like hanging over a wall being like, sign this.
I know.
It's just so a
It is
different
strange,
world.
But as you're talking it through, I'm kind of finding it as we're talking, but it is proof of the person. It's proof
Yeah.
that the person was right. Like,
yeah.
like I have a Babe Ruth signed thing, and it is kind of,
Yeah.
there is that connection. He actually had a pen in his hand and
Yeah.
held this thing
Yeah.
and did it. But that other level of
Yeah.
just here's a photo for Lonnie Anderson, sign it.
J-
And
yeah,
send it
that's what
back,
I mean.
'cause
It's
I
so-
collect them.
I've had some creepers at shows come up to me after, and they have headshots of me from I don't know, the first headshot I ever took where, and they're like, sign this. And then there's another, and you're just like, this has nothing to do with me. You think I'm going to be giant famous and you can sell these.
Well,
and it's so creepy.
That's the weird thing at some airports and hotels.
It's so gross. I'm like, get away from it. Yeah, that's what I mean. When you have like a whole bunch of photos and you're just like, ew. Yeah. It's so gross. It's like, okay. Like a little kid trying to get an athlete's signature. I'm like, okay. Like these little girls got a whole bunch of San Diego players. And this was like a moment where I'll never forget. So they're walking in front of me and the little girl goes, I'm never going to wash this shirt again. And I was like, oh, God. It was so adorable. And it's like these little girls can see like their idol. Like they're like, oh, I have a path forward. Of course, I'm weeping. Like I have tears coming down my face. And everyone's like, what's wrong with that one?
So you want to eat clean. You want to eat better. You want to just dial in exactly what you're eating. The people at Green Chef are the #1 meal kit for eating clean. Feel your best with delicious, nutritious, approved recipes featuring clean ingredients with no artificial colors, sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, and limited added sugar and limited processed ingredients. You can choose from recipes featuring lean proteins like turkey, salmon, tilapia, scallops, and shrimp. Fruits and vegetables, open cage-free eggs, and plenty of whole grain options. You can get everything you need at Green Market, our one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, and more. You can easily add on to your weekly order. If you want to eat well and dial it in, and you're tired of it doesn't have to be boring. That's kind of the key here. It doesn't have to be boring. When you decide that I'm going to eat well and I'm going to just dial it in and eat a certain way, it's not that you're giving up all these comfort foods and you should be living in misery. That's not the way it goes. It should be exciting, but it is also complicated. And the people at Green Chef know that you need dinners that work for you, not the other way around. You can eat clean the easy way with recipes that help manage your weight, support your wellness goals without skimping on flavor. You can feel your best with nutritionist-approved recipes, including meals under 700 calories, protein-packed meals, and at least 40 grams of protein on average serving. Also flavorful, plant-rich vegan and vegetarian meals featuring certified organic produce, good-for-you grains, and plant-based proteins. They deliver everything you need, clean, easy this summer. So feel your best with the nutrition-approved recipes packed with clean ingredients. If you want to do what I did, which was just go low carb, they have a whole section just for low carb where you can just completely eliminate all the stuff and all of the guesswork and know that your doctor is not going to think you didn't listen to him when you go back for your physical again. Go to greenchef.com/Papa50. That is PAPA50 and use the code PAPA50 to get 50% off plus free shipping. That's greenchef.com/Papa50. Use the code 50 to get use the code PAPA50 to get 50% off plus free shipping. Good company, good eating, Green Chef. Thank you for coming on board. Is this moment in women's soccer as big and culture changing as it seems from the outside as just a casual observer?
I think you could expand that statement and say women's sports across the board. I think across the board because of soccer. It is in every facet in every sport because I follow them all.
Yes.
It is just like expanding like at the speed of light.
Really?
It's so exciting. I mean, we have so far to go.
Sure.
But no, I think, I'm not being dramatic. It is the most exciting time to be a women's sports fan.
Right. Because it seems like not all it took, but it seems like a big component is just put them on and give them equal weight. Like just the
That's all it
NCAA tournament,
Yeah.
like that they are just airing in the right spot
Yeah.
and reporting,
Yeah.
like just paying attention
Yeah.
is like, it just bumped everything
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Where before it was like, they would just kind of like not mention it. It was happening.
Oh, that's the thing. It's like I've said this to you before, but it's like everyone's just like, you know, if you build it, they'll come.
Right.
And I'm like, no. It has been built. People have been coming.
Right.
There has been no camera in front of it.
Right.
So the whole product, I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah.
was watching Olympic softball in 96 and the product was amazing.
You're right.
You know, 91 where like U.S. women's soccer beat China in the final. No one even knows we had a team.
Right.
So it's like, you know, this has been around like the play of the WNBA. I was, you know, living in Manhattan. It was 97. It was phenomenal
Yeah.
basketball.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, well, it's taken a while for the league to get together. And I'm like, no, it hasn't actually. You know what I mean? So
That was a
yeah.
very interesting thing on the HBO documentary on LA's team, and it was a component like, oh shit, yeah, like they
Yeah.
have great talent, great
Yeah.
coaches, this beautiful stadium, word of mouth, everybody's like into
Yeah.
it, and then they talked about the filming of it,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, so we're now competing. Now we've got everything. It's all systems
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But look at what the broadcast is for men's sports.
Did
And
you
now
see
they've
that?
got those
Yeah,
cameras.
the 4D, like
they've
yeah.
got,
Then
like,
they went
cameras
back.
streaming
Yeah.
now, like right
Yeah.
at level,
Yeah.
and everything looks like a video game. And
Yeah.
it's just, and then you're like, oh, everything's in place, but they have 4 cameras.
Yeah.
To shoot.
I know.
this.
It's
like,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you constantly have to.
Yeah.
Have to not improvise, evolve
Yeah.
at a breakneck speed as you're
Yeah.
putting it all
Building
together.
and-
yeah.
But the good thing now is you can just at least see the progress in just I can find right now
Mm-hmm.
because I have a problem because I love it all. I'm going to turn it into some sort of project. I can find women's hockey, women's softball, women's lacrosse, basketball, soccer, tennis, volleyball, year round, if you know where to look. So this is the next problem, just more and more exposure. I can find that all. I can watch it all. Now, you have to be a little creative.
Right.
Like hockey's on Twitch. Okay, but it's on there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
weird, but it's fun. Like, you know what I mean? As opposed to,
Right.
it goes all the way from ABC primetime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not primetime, but primetime on the weekend.
Yeah.
To, you know, we have a women's pro softball league. Not a lot of people know about it.
Nope.
But I am a member. And so I can, like, it's called Athletes Unlimited, and I can go online
Right.
and watch, like, every amazing softball player. And they play each other. And there's a league. It's in Rosemont. Where did you ever do Zany's Rosemont?
Yeah. No, but I know it.
All right, so that it's like in Rosemont,
Right.
like, and I was like, well, I know Rosemont from Zany's. Anyway, people just need to pay me to cover these events. But at least it's like, okay, so we're here now. Well, then hopefully, you know,
Right.
the
right.
the soccer game on Saturday was on CBS.
Yeah.
Like, it was. I mean, it's fantastic.
Well, listen. I mean, it's hard to have this conversation out without every 2 seconds going, and well, that's absurd.
Yeah.
But the progress is great. But just when you said CBS, the thing that popped into my head is I was in a hotel recently and just getting ready for a show and put on CBS, and pickleball is on CBS.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so like everything you're saying.
If men
all these
are
other-
in it,
all
put
these-
it on.
Pickleball.
Yeah. Which I played 2 hours
Which
this morning.
I was gonna say, which
I mean,
can't
it's so
shit on
fun.
because you're such a advocate of pickleball.
It's so fun, but that's the thing. It's like if it was only women playing pickleball, no one would know what pickleball was.
They would be like, "That's cute."
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's so insane that like pickleball is literally on prime time.
Yeah.
And women's softball, which, you know, you get all people that like dismiss or whatever, it is so exciting. I
Yeah.
just, when people go, oh, whatever, I'm like, okay, go play third base, which is 4 feet from the batter, and try not to shit your pants. Like,
Who is the most famous Jenny pitcher?
oh, Jenny Finch? Yeah.
Jenny Finch?
Yeah, she's right up there.
Yeah. Like she was the first star, right? First.
Well, I wouldn't say she was the first star, but, she's like hot and blonde, so they like, she got more exposure.
Right.
She's absolutely amazing.
Well,
But I'm saying there was a lot of stars before her, but she kind of like broke through.
She crossed over.
Yeah.
Because dudes paid attention.
Yes.
Right. But she was also she was
Oh,
great.
no. I mean, like, she's one of the Hall of Fame, one of the best ever.
I know that she was that good because I got to play in the Celebrity All-Star game.
Did she smoke you?
And I was all excited to go up and get a hit off of her. And I should have. This is one of the most disappointing moments of my life. I'm on TV. I should have checked some pitches.
Yeah.
I should have made her work.
Yeah.
And I got up there, and Bernie Williams is on the bench on my team looking at me, and I'm just like, I'm freaking out. He was in the locker next to me, and now it's my big chance. And I got up there and just freaked out and swung at the first pitch and just popped straight up.
Oh, no.
And she caught it, and it was over in 2 seconds. And I literally walked back, and Bernie Williams, one of my idols, it just shakes his head.
Wow.
Not kidding. Just kind of like.
Wow. Oh, God, I feel for you so bad right now.
But I feel like she had a power over me.
Well, she is one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
But Bernie, we share the same birthday.
Happy birthday.
I love our old Yanks. But yeah, women's sports coming.
Yeah, so
it's a long way.
It is, and we're gonna go to a game because Charlotte watched it with me, and she got excited by it. And it really is that thing of Charlotte is not going to be in sports. Yeah, she's a young woman now. She wasn't that into it when she was a kid.
Well, gymnastics,
but still seeing women in it was, you could just feel her. Yeah, putting her phone down maybe 1/10 more than she does any other time. Yeah. Like, it was very, that's why I said, like, is this a real moment? Because just watching her, like, it's like me watching the Yankees. I'm never going to play for the Yankees, but I'm,
Yeah, no, I think for young girls, just to see that it's just possible. Yeah. Like, there's, even if they're not playing sports, they see these women living out their dreams, like so athletic, so empowering. And all of them like are doing so many good things. Like Alex Morgan buys like a whole section of the San Diego stadium for like Girls and Boys Club. Right. I mean, they're always like, there's always such a community piece, giving back piece, because they're, but then like on that doc, Charlie, one of our players, is like, God, it would just, I know I have to be like a trailblazer right now. She goes, but it would be so nice if I could just play soccer,
Exactly.
Like the guys just go out and then they leave. Yeah. And then they go bang models. Like, it's like,
right. If someone does something, it's like, wow.
Whoa, wow, that guy's so charitable. He didn't crap on gay people. What a hero.
He didn't punch his girlfriend in an elevator.
What a gentleman. Oh, he just pulled her hair a little? Ah, right. That's fine.
Well, let me ask you that question, because that's kind of interesting, what we never talked about. Is the NFL, we're both Giant fans, and we've been lifelong fans. Is the NFL problematic between the behavior of guys and the concussion stuff? Yeah. Just two big things going against it, but it doesn't seem to be having much impact. But I knew anecdotally guys that have checked out for those reasons.
I know. I feel like overall the big problem is, well, it's such a loaded question, because I love watching football. Yeah. Honestly, like, it is still, since I was a little kid, one of my absolute favorite things to do is to watch the Giants, to watch the playoffs. Like, I just love it. But we are setting these guys up for absolute disaster. It's like systematically broken. Like to ask first of all, they're kids.
Yeah.
You ask them at an early age to be like gladiators, to be like warriors, to smack, like everything is violence, violence, violence.
Yeah.
Then there's no system when they get off the field to help them go from like warrior to like boyfriend, brother, son, whatever, to be in the world like a normal person.
Yeah.
So right there, you're like, well, how are they supposed to turn it off? Then they get to then they get to college, and it's year round again. Hit. You know, like just crunch. Again, no system built in.
Yeah.
Then they get to the pros. Now here's $1 gazillion and no system.
Yeah.
Like
That's a great point.
you're setting. It's set up not to succeed, and your shelf life is what, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then they come out, again, they're like 27, 26.
Yeah.
Then, like, to me, it's like, I always thought, like, they should take all these veterans of the NFL that didn't get paid anything.
Yeah.
And they should pay them a lot of money to be mentors and, like, alongside a therapist.
Yeah.
And, like, give these guys, like, you know, you read a story where this guy's, you know, beat up his wife and everyone's like, he's a piece of crap, and everyone just like dismisses him. I've done it myself.
Yeah.
But then when you really think about it, you're like, what do we do for this guy?
Yeah.
We gave him like no tools.
Yeah.
It's
almost like like the military vets.
Same thing.
I'm gonna show you this picture. When you talk about them being kids, we've been servicing here, but maybe I can get it. Maybe I'll get lucky. Our friend Lenny Marcus. Very
oh my
funny
God,
comedian.
I love Lenny.
This is Lenny at the Comedy Cellar with those are all New York Giants.
Oh my God.
Lenny's a statistician for the New York Giants. He has been forever, and it just now, after like 20 years of doing this, the coaches have a liking for Lenny and found out he's a comedian.
No way.
Who's our defensive coordinator?
Wink Martindale?
Martindale. He's a big comedy fan.
No way.
Yeah. So look how little Lenny
looks. Oh my God,
looks.
little Lenny is like just living out his...
If he tackled Lenny, he would be
die.
dead.
He would die.
He literally
if he
would
just
be
tripped into him, he would be dead.
Is that amazing?
I tell you,
Saquon.
when the sports and the comedy world collide,
Yeah.
there's just like absolutely nothing better.
It is the best. But I mean, you're right. I mean, these are young kids, and with the right guidance, they give the world by the balls. But without it, you're really, I mean,
I honestly feel like, you know, I just feel bad for him in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just feel like, I mean, it's just, you could say this about like most men, right? It's like, you're just like, you're like, oh, you gotta, you know, do all the heavy lifting and be a real man. Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. That's like with gay relationships. You're like, you really have to have a conversation about it.
right.
Like, it's the guy takes out the trash. Like, it's so stupid.
Right.
Maybe the woman wants to take out the trash and he like, oh, you're not, like, it's so completely broken.
Yeah.
Thank God Sarah kills all the bugs because I can't. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just interesting that you actually have to say,
right.
well, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. Instead of like, this is what a man does. This is what a lady does.
Right,
So
exactly.
dumb.
I felt that yesterday when Cynthia's friend needed to put some meat in our freezer because she bought too much, bought like a whole cow, and they needed to put it in. And I was in my office. She goes, "Oh, I have to help a friend." And she goes, and I was like, "Shouldn't the man be helping put the meat in the freezer?" I was like, "She's got it."
That's what I mean. It's
And
like,
and then I did go down. I was like, "You gals all right?" I can move the car if you want.
yeah. How's that side of cow? You've got chicken arms? You want me to take care of it? Yeah.
You little ladies need some help with this giant cow that you bought.
Do you guys need a nap or anything after? Or pedicure?
Did you use your husband's credit card to get this? How'd you wrangle this?
it really makes, it's just when like, it just takes it, it's like a different perspective when I look at like, this is how it's just been done since the dawn of time. But like, why aren't people questioning this?
Right.
Like, this is literally archaic. It's so dumb.
But then like your parents have, I think, had the kind of relationship that my parents have, which is that traditional.
Absolutely.
Your dad wasn't cooking dinner.
He barely washed a dish. Like once in a while I'd see him help out. And it wasn't like, loved him. Wasn't like he was bringing in a ton of dough. You know what I mean? Like, It's not like, well, he works 70 hours a week and there's millions of dollars. So you do the, like, it was like completely dysfunctional.
Right. He just wants to sit on the couch.
Yeah. I was just like, are
my
you?
Father too. You could just stand up and walk over and sit down.
Without, like, I'm just like, are we? Okay.
Was your mom a good cook?
No, she doesn't like food. I've never truly to this day, like, how now it's like, oh, are you a foodie? And I'm like, no, right? I'm not a foodie, but I love food. Yeah. But like,
I hate that term foodie.
It's so dumb. I'm like, whatever. But my mom, she really does not like food, and it tasted like she didn't tasted like she didn't like food.
Like she didn't know what to do with it.
But the thing, she tried so hard. Like 3 meals.
Yeah, what was the typical, if it was birthday time or if it was holiday time, did she have one thing that she would try to make?
I mean, they up until literally like Dad passed, had the same meals in the same pots and pans and the same corningware. That is an old term. That they had when they got married. I'm not even kidding.
What was it?
One time the lid, like my dad was like super handy, and they were from like literally like World War II mentality. Yeah. They had, if something was broken, you fix it. You don't go out and so like
new one.
Like the top of a lid of a saucepan. Yeah. My dad, the lid broke, so I'm like, nope, saucepan. Nope. He took a wine cork or something and like so there, or some piece of something in the house, and fixed it. Yeah. And so
it still works.
It's still fine, but you're like, I remember Mom took the sheets off her. We were helping out. We took the sheets off her bed where she was doing laundry, and I go, "Where's the other sheets to put on?" She goes, "They're being washed." I was like, "No, that's your set of sheet." She has one set of sheets, and I'm like, and then we all left, and we're like, this is actually a really good quality.
It is.
But also, I probably won't do it.
Never.
You know what I mean?
Never.
But like they were thrifty.
I know.
And it's just that.
I know. My daughter was complaining that the TV was hissing, like it was making a high-pitched sound, and I couldn't hear it, first of all, the pitch I don't hear. And my wife and my daughter were like, no, it's been weeks. And I'm like, with no knowledge of how to fix anything, I'm like, it's the receiver. And I ran to Best Buy. As she was sitting there, I'm like, this is going to be impressive. I went, got a new receiver, came back, installed it. And so this is like a $400 item. And I just, and the hiss is still there. But that's our mentality. Yeah. I'll fix this. Like my grandfather would have taken the back off of it.
Yes.
Got a soldering iron out.
Yeah.
Did his things. I'm literally in the disposable mentality. Yeah. The only reason I went to Best Buy too was because I couldn't believe they were going to make me wait until the next morning to bring it to me.
It's like I have a little bit. I do that somewhat, the Mary and Dick Foley, like penny pinching, and not penny pinching. I just like things I don't really need. And it's really Sarah too, my partner. Yeah. She is like an absolute like minimalist, So if she buys an item of clothing, which is rare, she's more into like going out and traveling and stuff than like items, She will then throw that shirt out. If she brings a shirt in, she donates a shirt. Right. And I'm like, well, I could just get 20 shirts. So it's very like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's some of that. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, the food, like mom, like if I go visit her,
Uh-huh.
one of them is like the tuna noodle casserole from 1912 in the same corner. But like, you're just like, wow, they ate the same food until like my dad's last breath.
Do you think when she's making the tuna noodle casserole, she's thinking in her mind, oh, the gals are really going to be happy because it's tuna noodle casserole night. I know how they love the
Probably.
right?
But then, like, my mom ate more vegetables, so she just put like a piece of ham on Dad's plate. Like, it's just like just bare bones.
Did you and your sisters know that when you were little, or you didn't realize until you left the house?
I had no idea. And then I go first day of college. I go into the dining hall, and I am blown away. I am blown away. And then all my like new friends are like, this food's disgusting. This is and I was like, this is the greatest food I've ever had in my life. I remember being like, what is that? And someone's like, it's a pierogi. I was like, oh, what? Like, I remember being like amazed.
What's this gravy?
Like, you know what it was? It's like the flavor.
Yeah.
You know, like
Any
flavor of just,
Yeah.
you know.
A flavor.
But it's good because, you know, when you start out, like, I appreciate, like, I would never change my upbringing. As chaotic as it was,
Yeah.
it was just because I appreciate so much.
Right.
You know, like when you
Yeah.
have all this stuff growing up, like where do you go? How do
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
I still to this day, like, I'm in wonder of so many things. I'm like, well, what is that?
It's funny because you come to Thanksgiving pretty much every time we have Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And your sister brings the sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And it is the kind of casserole version.
Absolutely.
It's definitely,
Yes.
now it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
They're the best. I wait for them every year.
Yeah.
But it's the old school version of
Sweet potato
mush
casserole.
them up, put them in
Yep.
the thing.
It's crystallized ginger that Megan goes into an absolute panic because I did when I was trying to cook that 24 hours before it, like Ralph's being like, where's crystallized ginger?
You don't
yeah.
cook.
I do not cook.
Yeah.
I mean,
What happens at dinner time?
I start complimenting Sarah around 5 o'clock. Oh my God, is that a new haircut? She's like, get out of my face. No, she does the cooking, but I try to do like 2 meals a week.
Okay.
I do like a tofu kale rice number.
Right.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then I'll do like a pasta.
Right. That's good.
It's not great, but most of the time, like honestly, like I'll try and I'll go, let me like, you know, like I'm learning how to do like like a panko, like a fish panko one. And she'll go, and I'm not even exaggerating. She'll look at me. She goes, you know what? I just kind of had like a stressful day, and I just want to get into the kitchen and just like do the cooking and just relax. And I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, it's a dream.
That is the thing.
It's a dream.
My wife was like, why do you come home on a Sunday after you've been on the road and like start cooking? Like, it's like just spend like 3 hours in there just cooking. And I gave her an article from the New York Times, literally, of someone explaining what Sarah's explaining, which is, no, this actually makes me feel better than all the other things.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you zone out? Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm just working on it. I'm touching it. I'm tasting it. I know that this is going to be pretty good for everybody that's going to meet me at the table in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's just the process of it. It's simple, but creative also, I guess, in some regard. But you're shutting everything else off. Yeah. Yeah.
I get it. Like, I went grocery shopping yesterday, which was a miracle. And when I was grocery shopping, I was like, I understand this. Like, I get, like, picking up ingredients and being like, oh, I could do, you know, because it's very creative. And it got me, like, excited about food. And then I came home, and thankfully she cooked. Because I was like, I'm starting to sweat.
I enjoy going to the supermarket. Like, I look forward to that. and sometimes my wife will be like, I'll stop at the store, and I'm in my mind I'm like, you don't have to. Because she's not thinking of it the same way that I am.
Yeah. I just I see what the list is.
Yeah.
And then I usually call and I go, there isn't any red onion. And she's like, look behind the other onion. And I'm like, oh, okay. But it's just really interesting. Like that was always my source of like stress, especially before shows, you know, of just like, oh, I gotta like, you know, I don't know. It was just hectic. My life was so hectic, which I know is insane because I don't have kids, but I mean, schedule wise, you know, you work on the stuff during the day, then I'd always just be throwing some stuff together. Yeah. Because I don't cook. It was basically Trader Joe's add spinach. Honest to God, that was like my life. It's like frozen adds fresh spinach.
Right, that's good.
But now it's just like it's so nice.
Yeah.
Like I'm so appreciative of her cooking.
Right.
Like I bring home flowers. I do every dish. Like I'm like whatever it takes for you to keep cooking.
That is
amazing.
Where the Foleys really shine on Thanksgiving.
Cleanup.
Man, the cleanup.
Yeah.
Because literally that meal is you're cooking for days.
Days.
And at the end when you all kick me out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
And
we take over.
Put like an army.
Rings. Megan takes off her 5 rings. I pull my hair back. I'm like, let's do. I love. That makes me feel like I can just contribute in some small way.
Oh, and it's huge.
Yeah.
And I just lie on the couch and with my big belly.
Yeah. I know, but you've cooked a feast. It's so fun. Those Thanksgivings are like some of my favorite memories.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah.
They're really good.
But that you can make all of that stuff and like make it on time and every day, like it's just mind blowing.
It's so crazy that I get excited like in October.
Yeah.
When like Sam Sifton from the New York Times starts talking about it's not too early to start planning.
Yeah.
Think about where's your roasting pan? Check out what kind of turkey you're gonna have. Check your notes from last year. See how many guests you got coming, and you have. Oh yeah, I gotta say it's October 15th, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta get into it. I look forward to that.
See, that's when like you just know, like it's in your bones. You're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Conversely, Mom and Tara came out for Christmas this year, and well, we saw you guys on Christmas Eve, didn't we not? Right? Yeah, we did.
Did you this year?
Yeah.
The Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we were all there
Okay.
because I remember driving up being like, this is the first time we were together in a long time.
Right.
So I had to go panic turkey buy like 3 days before they came. I had never bought a turkey before.
Yeah.
And I went to like 2 different stores and remember there's also like a run on turkeys.
Yeah.
And I found one.
Yeah, it was limited.
Yeah, it was like limited turkeys. And I found one at like Sprouts in like Culver City. And I run down there and I knew this was probably a bad sign because she was like, I don't think so. Let me check the freezer. And she was gone a while. So I think she dug it up like from the ground and she handed it to me. I was like, great, perfect pound, whatever.
Yeah.
It was real nasty.
Oh no.
It was like an old dead frozen bird.
Oh no.
Because Tara cooked it perfectly. And I don't know. I ate a whole bunch. I had a whole bunch of pieces because we had some people over. I was like, oh, this is good. And then we clear up. Our people left. It was just my friend Sheila and her mom. And Ed went, Megan's partner and daughter, and Tara looks at Mom. She goes, "Oh man, that turkey." And Mom was like, "Oh man." I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even realize." They were like, and then they just were like, "It was old. It was blah, 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 it was dry," and I was like, "Oh, no idea."
All right, let me ask you this: are you still doing your podcast?
No, I'm starting a YouTube channel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, this is my new project.
Okay.
I'm so fired up about this.
With this whole emergence of sports.
Yes.
There's no bigger sports fan in my life than you. Nobody.
It's going to work.
The knowledge, the joy, the fun.
Yeah.
That you are, every time if I see anybody broadcasting, I'm just like, this should be Erin. I think that every time. That should be Erin. That should be Erin. So it's got to click at some point. This has got to be the thing.
This is my new life plan.
Okay.
This is what it is. I have to define it.
You don't have to go into it now if you don't want to.
No, because the podcast, right? By the way, listeners, I want to say, I already love Tom. Obviously, you're listening to this, but Tom is the most supportive friend you can ask for, and you've not changed a day in your life, which is the greatest quality.
Interesting.
There was one iteration of Sports Without Balls where literally I went to Tom's house. He's like, he was like producing it. Cynthia was like doing graphics. Your nephew, like it was just so wonderful. But this is what I've determined. I think the podcast of doing sports, I think it's fine. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But what I want to do, which I think lends itself to YouTube, and this is like day 4 of going down YouTube channel holes.
I love it.
Is I watch something and I immediately talk about it. Like visually, like I get it. Like I think the podcast is like you have to wait and then
go live with it?
Well, you can't go live on a YouTube channel for like 2 months and you have to get like subscribers and stuff. So it's a build up to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think YouTube, this is the master plan, is like you really can do anything you want. Right? So I can talk about a game. Mm-hmm. I can do like 3 or 4 minutes just highlighting an athlete. Mm-hmm. I can get a video of like this, or like, you go on Squadcast, you can interview an athlete. You can open yourself up to like really feeling like it's a channel.
Right. Yes. 100%.
As far as like, there's no, the content that's missing right now is like, I see a game on Saturday. Who's talking about it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there'll be a
sports
podcast.
Radio.
There's no sports radio for women's sports.
Right.
That's the next step.
Would it be exclusive to women's sports?
I'm only doing women's sports.
Cool.
So eventually there will be like, maybe I can turn this into a serious, there's all these sports fans and all these sports, and now you can watch them. But like, there's a disconnect.
Right.
You can find tons of articles. There's different websites, but someone going, okay, I just watched this game. Holy hell, here's my experience.
Yes. There was actually a moment of that in the documentary where there was a kid watching something. There was like a craving.
Yeah.
Right? I forget exactly what happened. But
I still have, honestly, I've done part 1 and 2, and tonight's part 3. It's so funny. We just started watching that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because that's like that's the modern day sports magazine.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a kid and I'm playing soccer and I'm watching all this stuff and want to dive into it, you're not getting Sports Illustrated anymore.
Yeah.
You jump on that channel and that's your channel and people.
Yeah.
It's great.
So that's what, I don't know how to edit a video, shoot a video. That's what I'm.
The great thing about that, honestly, which I found, there's millions of people under 28.
Yeah.
They're always there.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're poor.
Great. No, I mean, seriously, Tom, I was like, I'm going to start making these and then go, who can now make them watchable?
And they can do it so quick. Something that would ruin your day would be a 2-minute thing they're doing while they're texting their friends.
I'm just going to tell you this because you're going to die. Yesterday, it took me, I'm not joking, 45 minutes to an hour to download an editing program. By the time I got this fucking piece of shit on my computer, I was like, I'm going to go to Hawaii and sell weed. I literally was just trying, because it was like, error 501. And you're like, well, what? And then you have to go Google what arrow, and then it goes, and then I have to go on YouTube to show me what error 501 is, and then click along, take out the rest of your Adobe, and I'm like, what? Like and so I just thought, I don't think I can actually. Yeah. I can obviously. Sarah will go, this is so great. You're learning a new skill, and I'm like, do I want to?
No, there is that thing when you're older. I remember Manny, who owned the Comedy Cellar, when he was like 70. He was so into digital photography, and he was learning how to download it and how to work with the editing of it, and it was like a hobby. Yeah, it was he loved tech. That was his hobby. That. Yeah, I think about that often. This isn't the time for that. You're too busy.
Call
You've got
Sarah
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm being tech shamed.
No, no. This is the time of life where you be Erin Foley.
Yeah.
You have your passion and all that stuff and your comedy and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And when you shit goes down, you need someone in your life where you go, Joey.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I just need, this is what I need. This is my dream in life. You give me an address. I show up. You hit click, 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 record, and I do my thing, and then I leave.
And then you walk out.
And because I have 4 more games to watch, like the content.
Tom Segura is not downloading an editing program right now.
No, but I don't have enough fart jokes. No, I mean, first of all, what he's done and Christina's done has been amazing.
It's
like
amazing.
They have like a compound.
And I
but
think
like,
about and I think about them often because that is and this is a little inside stuff, but they know what they're good at.
Yeah.
And you got to get other people that are good at the other things.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then you all kind of like rise together.
Yeah. The wormholes I've been going down, I'm like, I don't think this is like I've got to figure it out like a little bit, you know what I mean? But then I think, okay. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, new phone, new computer, investing in myself. Let's do this. And I set it up. And then I just literally want to scream. Like, I'm like, I don't know what lens to put on my face, to put on the camera where, like, it's so bad.
Well, we'll work that stuff out. But you've got a great idea. I think this is a very cool thing.
Yeah. Because
Do you have a title for it yet?
I think I'm going to call it Sports Without Balls. I'm going to keep calling it that because it's the last iteration. But because I already have like a big, a body of work, but this is just women's sports. It's simple as like, I watch a game, I cover it. And then like maybe another piece of content is like, National Treasure Thursdays where I take a journalist or athlete and do 2 or 3 minutes, like celebrating them. Another piece is like telling people what games to watch, where they can see it. Yeah. Like there is a need for it. Once or twice a week. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. When you go to a game, say a Dodger or Yankee game.
Yep.
Do you get out of control with the food like I do? Or because I can't really track. I feel like you don't. Like when I get there, it's part baseball game.
Right.
Part gigantic food fest.
Do you drink?
Mildly.
Yeah.
1 or 2.
Yeah. I have a rule. I went to see Yankees Dodgers 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Well, honestly, one of my favorite experiences.
Yeah.
I summoned up the courage to wear my Yankee gear.
Nice.
Because I'm very respectful of home crowds.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a dick.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to wear my Yankee stuff.
Yeah.
Half the crowd was Yankee fans. And I love Dodgers. Loved going to Dodger Stadium. Love all about it. But I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Half the crowd was Yankee fans. It was so much fun. But I do have a rule. I have to get there excessively early to figure out the food because I cannot leave. I don't want to leave my seat.
Yeah.
Except for like
Especially
bathroom
now
break.
with the pitch
Yeah.
count.
Pitch
Pitch
it's
clock.
now took an hour off the game.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But also no talking. You want to get caught up? I want to get caught up before the game. Or pick me up. We can get caught up into the stadium.
Smart.
LA traffic, that's an hour.
Yeah.
Leaving, but but in between. Hey, how's the job? No. No. This ticket's $100. No talking.
Yeah.
No talking.
Yeah.
And it sounds harsh, but like
No, I'm with you.
no talking.
The number of times I've been at baseball games fantasizing how great it would be if I was alone right now.
Yes.
I have a Yankee crew, guys from high school, and everybody's in tune with that. Lenny Marcus.
Yeah.
In tune with that.
Yeah.
Like then you bring a couple of the people in my life who I adore.
Yeah.
Drinking, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just
No.
the whole time I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, but what do you love to eat when you're at Dodger Stadium?
Well, the great thing about Dodger Stadium is they have a ton of like good veggie options.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately, it's like I already figured it's like section 137 and I get my veggie dog and it's awesome.
Yep.
And then I'm not a drinker really during ball games, but sometimes I'll have sometimes I'll get a drink, but usually I splurge and get a Coke.
Right.
But I think they have Pepsi products. I can't remember. But yeah, I keep it like real basic.
Okay.
Or like or nachos.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
I do love like a helmet of
nachos with cheese adjacent sauce.
With just something that could be like wall caulk. Where you're like, I feel like I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna need to keep eating. Yeah.
Have you ever? Oh, you and I. Oh, we did this together. We got into the fancy seats at Dodger Stadium years ago during the World Cup.
During the World Cup.
When France was
the headbutt.
Yeah, the headbutt, the famous headbutt.
Yeah.
Zidane,
I think.
Yeah. And it was so hot.
Yeah.
But we got that section.
Yeah.
Of all you can eat food for free.
I remember being uncomfortable.
How there's not just a standby ambulance taking middle-aged white guys out for their strokes.
Yeah, I was gonna say on cruise ships there's like a morgue. Like I wonder if
I wonder.
Well, you do pass a lot of stretchers. That's just for
you really do.
The all-you-can-eat pasta bar in the depths of Dodger Stadium. Yeah, I don't go nuts on the food, but I get real anal about the specifics of just the catching up. I know it sounds like I'm annoying, but like
it's not annoying.
I just love the especially baseball. Right. Like like everyone's like, "Oh, it's not exciting unless your team's up at bat." No.
I know.
No.
Okay, real quick. Let me go through some baseball rules.
Yeah.
Pitch clock in favor. In favor. Doesn't seem to be interrupting the game.
No,
couple calls.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem rushed.
By the way, my dad right now is rolling in his grave. Like the fact that his favorite sport could be like changed in any way.
I'm close.
I can hear him yelling because he's yelling about relief pitchers for the last 25 years.
Well, the thing for me was I don't need baseball to be shorter.
I don't, but I do think like I don't want it to like be so butchered. You know, some of these things of just like a robot is the umpire.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like. So then I think if we make some concessions to keep the integrity of the game, I'm up for it. But I didn't need anything to change.
I didn't need anything to change either.
Yeah.
That this one kind of happened and it doesn't seem too rushed. When you're seeing it live, it seems quicker than it does at home.
Yeah.
But when we listened to the broadcast with Susan Waldman on the Yankee radio broadcast, they would complain about long games ad nauseum. Yeah. I mean, just and I was like, what are they doing? Why are they? Yeah. Oh, this one's really taking me. John Sterling with it's going forever. And I was like, it's baseball. You can go 5 hours. I don't care. Yeah. I've got nowhere to go. It's summertime. Leave me alone.
Yeah. But I guess if you're doing it like...
I guess when they're seeing... Right, because I'm drifting in and out.
Yeah,
we're not... some food. I'm coming back.
Completely. It starts at 4, when you're in LA, and I go in and out. But one thing that I was like, okay, I think this is a good thing, is my twin sister likes baseball, like, okay. Her partner, Edwin, he's obsessed, born and raised LA, an insane Dodger fan. When I say they watch every game, they watch every game.
Every
and
pitch.
Megan's like... This is the greatest season she's watched yet. Because she goes, it doesn't take the entire night. Yeah. She's like, you know what I mean? Like, we're sitting there. So I was like, okay, so maybe, like, it'll help more people watch baseball.
That part I'm not...
Maybe?
Maybe. My suspicion is if you don't like baseball, you're not coming because it's quicker.
True.
But maybe people
It's saving Megan some time.
Yeah, but that story is kind of cool. All right. The shift.
I have mixed.
You're not allowed to do the shift.
I have mixed feelings on this.
Yeah.
Because one, I'm like, I was so aggravated at the shift for so long.
It seemed, yeah.
And I didn't understand why every professional baseball player didn't learn how to bunt down the third baseline.
I know.
It made no sense to me. Mm-hmm. If you master that, then there's no shift.
Yeah.
And these guys can do anything.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, F the shift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was such a buzzkill to see a third baseman in shallow right that I'm like, forget it.
I know. It got too overplayed.
Yeah, and you get more hits and more excitement. So now I'm like, okay, I think that's a good move.
Extra innings man on second. They start with a man on second.
Absolutely hate it.
Horrible.
I think it's the worst thing I've ever heard of.
I feel like it's, not to sound hacky, but it seems like a participation trophy. It's like helping out Pee-wee kids wrap up the game so the parents can go home. I hate that rule.
I honestly think get a T-ball.
Yeah.
Put a little stand up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
it really is so bad.
The worst.
And also I play fantasy baseball and I'm like, well then it screws up the relief pitcher and then like the whole, then you're just like, wait.
Now we're in a different game at the
now
end.
I concede a run because you basically just give them the whole thing is terrible.
I hate it.
Yeah.
That
I think
one really's got to go.
No. Just if you want, fine, call the game in the 9th inning. But like don't put someone's aunt on the second base so you can go home.
Right.
Like forget it. Tie. Fine. Make a tie category. I don't care. I hate it.
Yeah, that is a nightmare.
So dumb. And the bases?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, big fat goofy bases.
Just it's so ridiculous.
Yeah. And you know what? Slow down with the tweaks. We got it.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so like when you're playing fantasy baseball, like the stolen bases, you start the season and you've got like, you target like maybe 10 dudes, even if they're bad hitters, you're like, I have to grab one of them to get like maybe 3 to 4 stolen bases a week. Now I've got 12, right? So you're like, it, so now everybody can steal a base. Like it's just, it's just, that's like an integrity of the game thing where I get.
Right, exactly. And it's unfair to the catchers.
Absolutely. Now they have to like,
Now
they have to run to the pitcher.
Yeah, right. And now all their stats are effed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is good. When you get this whole thing launched, you got to come back and we'll spread the word.
Oh, no, I would love to. Yeah.
What are you going to do with the bread when you get home?
I'm going to immediately eat it.
Really?
I'm going to slice it. We have butter and jam in the house. It probably does not need jam. And I'm going to smother it with butter. I'm going to pull my hair back. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to cut into it, and try to leave some for Sarah, who's playing pickleball when I get home.
Oh, damn it. That pickleball.
It's fun.
I know. I hear.
It's fun.
I know.
I just love something that a 5-year-old and a 95-year-old can play.
My biggest worry.
Precious.
My biggest worry right now is that my wife will have some free time in the fall. She's not going to be teaching this year, and I hate to say it out loud. She's going to walk into my office at one point and say to me, "I think we should play pickleball." I'm so scared.
I'm telling you, my problem is, I know you're wrapping it, but my problem is I get real competitive. And when you're screwing up, because I play so sporadically because of my writing gig, so now I'm like, is the strike bad? No, of course it is. But I play now 4 times a week. I feel bad that I'm like letting my teammate down, who I don't know. I go to open play like in the morning, so it's 8 to 10, and I don't know any of these people. And a lot of them play all the time, so they're so much better than me. But like I'm just athletic enough to like have some crazy awesome shots. So people are like, oh, she can play. And then I get 24 unforced errors. And I get so angry at myself. And I don't want to swear or like grunt. So I go, Erin! And then I'm like, oh, I just sound like an absolute psychopath. And so today in the car ride back, I was like, I gotta, this is supposed to be a good time. I gotta take it down a notch.
Well, this actually, you gave me one solve. If she does walk into my office and ask that, my response is going to be, call Erin.
Absolutely.
All right. You're the best.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the bread and the book. I'm going to be reading it and sharing it with my mother.
Yeah, a lot of treats.
So
you got it, Tucker. All right, kids, that's it. That was the great Erin Foley. I love Erin Foley. Listen to her. Go see comedy and go see sports. There's just so much out there. She's so passionate. And I can't wait to have her back on when we talk about her next project, which is going to be very exciting. Erin Foley is great. Thank you to the people at Green Chef. Thank you to the people at tompapa.com. Thank you to our trusty producer, Joey, also known as Abraham Lincoln. And you guys are the best. Enjoy your summer. We'll see you next week.